But let me introduce you to 4 injustices that I'm 100% sure that God's upset about, all right? Number 1, all right? First injustice. In Fortaleza, Brazil, right now, every 15 minutes, a child is abused in the slums. Fortaleza is a city in Brazil, and there's about 3 million people there. It's like the 4th or 5th largest city in Brazil, and it's a very high density of population. Basically, for every square mile, there are 22,000 people. There's 600 slums that are there, and half the population lives in the slums. And in these slums, there's poor sanitation. There's no sewers or drain systems, so that spreads disease really fast because they don't have a good way to get rid of their waste. The slums have a lack of clean water, as you can imagine, and a lack of food a lot of times because there's so many people to feed in such a small area. There's poor health care and education in these slums. There's high level of gang violence and control. There's high unemployment, so many people without jobs. There's a lack of open, safe places for the kids to play. It's terrible conditions for families, so a lot of times the family systems break down. And a lot of these kids will turn to gangs to be their family, or they'll have to sell drugs or join in prostitution in order to make money for themselves and make their way. This is wrong. This should rise anger inside of us. We should start turning red as we hear this. We should start getting really upset. That's one injustice. Let me introduce you to injustice number 2. Injustice number 2 is that 1 in 10 people drink water that could kill them in our world. And each year, 829,000 people die because of bad water that they drink. And 443 million school days are lost every year due to water-related illnesses. This is something worth getting angry about. Even in countries like Zambia, okay? In Zambia, if you go look up some videos and you're like, all right, water crisis in Zambia, you're going to find videos of these women who 4 times a day are walking 2 miles to a water source, downhill with their jugs. They get into a hole. They get the water out that they need. They put it in a bucket, carry it on their head 2 miles. They do this 4 times a day just so that their family can wash their clothes, so that they can drink water. It's hot in Zambia. They need water. Another injustice is that there are children here in Marietta that are going hungry. Their families don't have enough. They'll hide it from you. You're like, really? Yeah. They're trying to pretend like they're okay, but some of them, they only get school lunch. They only get the free school lunch. Some of them are coming home and their cabinets are empty. Their fridge is empty. And then another injustice you may get really upset about is that there are middle schoolers all over Cobb County and Cherokee who do not know Jesus, who do not have the hope of Jesus, that are missing out on his love, that do not know where they're going when they die. And they're living in stress that they don't need to live in. They're living in hurt that they don't need to live in. You can tell them about Jesus. There are unsaved middle schoolers in Marietta, and you can help them find Jesus.